She is the most decorated gymnast in U.S. history. No one, male or female, has won more world or Olympic medals. She first came to Russia at age 8 on a cultural exchange program to learn more about her sport. Today, Shannon Miller returns as the reigning world all-around champion. For the last 12 of her 17 years, Shannon has dedicated herself to gymnastics. And for 2 years, she hasn't lost a single competition. Now she has returned to Russia for the one medal she doesn't have. Gold at the Goodwill Games. And welcome to the Lenin Sport and Concert Complex here in St. Petersburg for our continuing coverage of gymnastics competition at the Goodwill Games. Hi everyone, I'm Bart Connor, and today is perhaps one of the most glamorous days of competition here at the Goodwill Games. It's the women's all-around finals featuring American Shannon Miller. I'm joined, as always, by Kathy Johnson. And Kathy, Shannon was here 8 years ago. That's where she met her coach, Steve Nuno. She comes back this time as a world all-around champion. And Steve certainly recognized her talent back then, and we've seen the result of that talent and hard work. We saw it at the 91 and 93 World Championships and the 92 Olympic Games. But since the 94 World Championships, we're seeing an additional element in Shannon's gymnastics. She's still performing a very high level of difficulty, but it's harder now. She's 4 inches taller, and she's really working to pull things out, but she's doing it. Now, Shannon Miller hasn't lost an international competition in 2 years. She has her hands full today. The Russians look outstanding all week long. The Russians were dominant in the team competition, and any one of them can win the gold medal here in the competition. And also, gymnasts from Romania and from Ukraine. But Shannon can still win. If the other gymnasts don't falter, she will have to be perfect, and even then it'll be very close. Once again, it's the women's all-around finals. The top 16 gymnasts qualified to this session from the team competition. No more than 3 gymnasts from any one team. There will be no scores carried over, so it's new life for every gymnast. And the women will be competing on the 4 apparatus, the vault, the uneven bars, the balance beam, and the floor exercise. Oksana Fabrichnova in the women's all-around competition was second yesterday coming into this competition. This is a great event for her. What a talented gymnast. Look at the height on the release moves. And this is a combination of 2 right here, the first, and then right down to the low bar. Bronze medalist at the World Championships this year on this event. Now she's capable of a huge dismount, a double twisting double back, but she didn't perform it in team competition. Let's see if she does it here. Nope, just a tuck double back. Oh, and even a step on the landing. That'll hurt her score a little bit. She did the same dismount yesterday in the team competition. Earlier in the week, she had been suffering from some fever. Perhaps she may not be quite back to full speed. It's very difficult at the end of your routine, especially if you're really not up to par. This is just a beautiful combination. The judges really like to see 2 release moves in a row, or 2 elements of value. Once again, the Russians demonstrate incredible form and technique. Even when you see her do the easy dismount, it's way up in the air. Unfortunately, she had a bad break on the landing. 9.537 for Oksana Fabrichnova on the uneven bars. Would have been a little higher had she gone for a more difficult dismount, as she can do. For the United States, world champion Shannon Miller. She, of course, winner of 2 world championships back-to-back, the first time an American has ever done that. She comes into this competition not as a favorite, though, Kathy. We've talked about how it's a little bit harder for Shannon since growing 4 inches, and she did have to work through an injury. But this is an event where she is better. This is one of the more difficult vaults in the competition. The Yurchenko vault, where she does the half twist off of the horse. You'll see right here the half twist, and then it's a laid out front. And a blind landing means she cannot see the ground before the landing. She really must know exactly where her body is in the air to come up with a perfect landing. She does this vault very well. Look at the height and distance. Exactly what the judges are looking for. All she needs to improve on is the landing. There's the score for Shannon Miller's first vault out of a possible 10. It was a 9.8. Pretty good score there. Excellent score, particularly since it's early in the competition. Miller now hoping to get a little bit better landing on this vault.
They will average the score of both vaults, so still a lot of pressure on Shannon Miller to actually improve on the vault and hopefully come up with a perfect landing. Oh, she was really going for a good landing. And unfortunately, when you go for that type of a landing on this vault, it's very risky. It's easy to under-rotate.
That really was one of her best vaults of the week, though. You could see she was really trying to nail it.
Right on top of the horse, good push, nice position as always. And she opened up hoping for a perfect landing and had to take 2 steps back. That, unfortunately, will be a sizable deduction.
Getting ready to go on the uneven bars, Oksana Chusovitina from Uzbekistan. She was rather consistent in the team competition, scoring 3 scores in the mid-9.7s, but she had won 8.875 on the balance beam. So that has kept her out of the top. But as you remember, no scores carry over from the preliminary rounds. Everyone has new life today. She'll hope to do better here.
She's been very innovative on this event. Watch this skill right here. She and Shannon Miller were the first ones to do it in competition. A pull over the bar. She really needs a little bit more in this routine to really make it a spectacular routine to get a big score. But that's a great dismount. Full twisting double back. Here's that dismount. The full twist comes in the middle of the 2 somersaults. And she does it very nicely.
Oksana Chusovitina off to a good start.
For Goodwill Games from St. Petersburg, Russia continues. Here is Bart Connor.
The score for Dina Kochetkova from Russia, 9.725 out of a possible 9.9. She's getting ready for her second vault. She turned 17 just 4 days ago. Be a nice birthday present for her to win the title here. She seems poised for it, doesn't it?
She's certainly one of the favorites here, and in order to do so, she needs a better vault. Right here, she needs to get in that 9.8, 9.9 range. And that's the better vault. That's exactly what she needed. She got so much more distance on this vault.
She was third in the all-around at the World Championships. It was because of vaults like this.
Overall, it was just a bigger vault. You could see a better position in the air, and then she really exploded out of that pike position.
Strong opening performance for Dina Kochetkova from Russia. Well, this is certainly a big day for this young lady, Marianna Webster from the United States. She's just 15 years old. Competes and trains along with Shannon Miller in Oklahoma City under Steve Nuno and Peggy Liddick.
She had a tremendous competition during the team portion of the Goodwill Games. What a thrill here to be in the all-around finals, and really right up in there. She was so consistent, so steady in the all-around. Really handled the pressure. Nice transitions going from bar to bar. There's the dismount. Nice opening into that layout position. Really? Oh, that put a smile on her face. But that's really what the judges are looking for. She needed credit for that big move at the end of the routine.
A lot of pressure on these young ladies in the team competition. They seem to be turning on today in the all-around.
And she was going to leave no question in the judge's mind. This is a laid-out position and really rocked the landing.
Gotta go.
Great opening round there for Marianna Webster.